From our studios in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Bush House Nigeria returns with 20 questions. Thank you very much, members of the audience. Thank you very much, members of the 20 Questions Club. So excited to be back with you. And you know very well, 20 Questions is a radio parlor game. Also now on TV on it. You have a panel, sometimes 3, sometimes more or less, trying to get at a given object within the confines, within the limits of 20 questions. Such objects are known beforehand. Only to the chairman, my humble self, and mystery voice who supplies them, as well as members of the audience and of course the technical advisor. Today, ID James. ID James is the general manager of Unio FM, and you know, on the show here we respect and love him because he's the hit man. He never comes alone. There is another hitman too on the show. He's Osondu Ahirika. Osondu Ahirika writes like no other, and he's a public commentator. Today, it's a privilege to introduce a new kid on the block, a JJC of sorts, lecturer in the Department of Music in the University of Uyo, Charles Mando. My name is Michael Bush. By the special grace of God, I'm your chairman, and it excites me a great deal to welcome you to the show.
King's Kids Christian Schools is proud to partner 20 Questions Parlor Game. Education is the way. 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 Education. King's Kids Christian Schools is located at Plot 185 Line F and Plot 14J Sam Adam Street off Ben Udo Street, Iwit Housing Estate, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. King's Kids Christian Schools, education with character, a noble path to greatness.
Mystery voice, if you are set, I am. Object number 1.
Kafan Chang.
Panelist, vegetable mineral with strong human connection.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
So good to have you back, ID James.
Is it a place?
A place!
Mr. Chairman, by the way, let me welcome Charles Mando to the stage, the hot seat right there.
I believe also that because 20 Questions has a way of blessing people, in 6 months, in 1 year, we'll be talking about a Dr. Charles Mando. That's if he already is not.
Absolutely. Now, this place you're looking for, is it a Nigerian place?
A Nigerian place!
Mr. Chairman, I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely.
This place is at Akwa Ibom place.
Akwa Ibom place. No. 3 questions.
Can we find this place you're looking for in the south region?
In the southern part of Nigeria? No. 4 questions. Early days here, the program is 20 questions. Let's go to
The north.
why? Okay, I go with you.
Is this place in the northern part of Nigeria?
The place is in the northern part of Nigeria. 5 questions, panelists.
Northeast, Mr. Chairman.
Northeast. Do they still go there? You want us to go there? No, I don't think I want to follow you. 6 questions now. Please don't take me there. 6 questions. The program is 20 questions. A Bush House Nigeria production.
Mr. Chairman, is this place in the north central part?
In the north central part of Nigeria. 7 questions. The place is in the north central part of Nigeria. Yes.
Let's go to FCT.
FCT. Wow, why not? 7 questions.
Is the place you are looking for in Benue State?
In Benue State. Oh, ID James. So you say we should go to the FCT, I follow you, and then you just go to Benue State. I think I should count 2, for the price of 1. Okay, 8 questions now. Not in Benue State.
Mr. Chairman, go with me to Plateau State on an excursion.
Wow, I go with you to Plateau. By the time we land, you'll be happy you asked that question. Okay, I follow you to Plateau State.
Are you looking for a place in Plateau State, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, but no. 10 questions.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, FCT.
10 questions.
FCT.
The Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria.
Is your place in Abuja?
It is not. 11 questions.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, let's go to Kogi State.
Oh, we even said what? What did we say? North Central?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay. North Central. Okay, I just wish I could edit myself. Why did I say North Central? But there's a temptation to think that this place is in the North Central. There's a temptation.
That means you've misguided us, Mr. Chairman. And
Well, that's why I'm the chairman.
then we raise a contradiction.
You know,
you
that's why
have
I'm the
to annul
chairman.
the questions.
But it's on the crossroads between North Central and Northwest. All right? I've edited myself. The chairman can never be wrong. 11 questions, panelists. So look, yes, it's true. In fact, until, I don't know, no matter how you look at it, there's always a temptation to think that this place is in North Central part.
Mr. Chairman, let's go to Adamawa State.
Adamawa. That's too far off. 12 questions. But I just edit a little, as I told you. Yes, as a matter of fact, there's no difference. Sometimes you wonder, where is this place? Is it in the North Central or in the Northwestern part? But it's more Northwest, really. I just must give that. It's more Northwest. More Northwest. And I tell you, there's the temptation, I said that, for many people, for even you, for even me, to think that it's in the North Central, just as I showed you. Because it's as close to the North Central as the tongue is to the teeth.
Mr. Chairman, let's go to Kaduna State.
Kaduna State. I follow you there. That's where we are. 13 questions. That's where to be. As a matter of fact, Kaduna, there's always been the point about Kaduna being whether it's Northwest or North Central. But yes, it's the Northwestern state of Nigeria. 13 questions. The place is in
The
Kaduna.
place you are looking for, is Kaduna one of the groups?
No. That's a good question. 14 questions.
Are you looking for an emirate council, Mr. Chairman?
Is that something that I can answer? Is that something that I don't want to mislead you again, but it's not something that the program will be here because of that. 14 questions.
Mr. Chairman, we're in Kaduna.
We're in Kaduna, yes.
Are we looking for a building?
A building. A building. No. 15 questions. 15 questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
is the place you're looking for around Zaria?
Zaria. No, it's way off from Zaria. As a matter of fact, 15 questions, not too early. 16 questions now. The place is in the southern Kaduna region. Southern Kaduna. And the place is here not so much because it should be here. It's here because of its name.
Mr. Chairman,
Yep. 16 questions. 16 questions. The program is 20 questions at Bush House Nigeria Production.
Mr. Chairman, sir,
It's round 1. Yes, Charles
this
Mandel.
place we are looking for, has it been in the news recently?
Wow, everywhere is in the news. You know how it is in Nigeria, you know how it is everywhere in the world. Things are just happening. But in the news, well, perhaps because of its name, but I will not give you a round of applause. 17 questions. The place has, yes.
Are you looking for Zango Kata?
Wow, that's another thing. That's a good name, but no. I'm looking for a place with a Chinese name that is in Nigeria. 18 questions. The name is totally Chinese. The name is totally Chinese, I can tell you. 18 questions is in the, as I told you, in the southern part of Kaduna. And it empties Kaduna into Plateau State, really, if you've been there. Sounds Chinese, Sleepy Town. It's located in southern Kaduna, in northwest Nigeria. Yes. Well, people say it's North Central, so, it's here and there.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
are you looking for Riyom?
Riyom. Wow, Riyom is Chinese? Riyom? 19 questions,
We have
no.
So,
19 questions, no. Can we land? 19 questions, round 1. Looks like they're not coasting home to victory. I told you about Chinese. I didn't know you have Chang in the name.
Mr. Chairman, are you looking for Kafanchan?
We've been looking for Kafanchan. We've been looking for Kafanchan, that sleepy town in southern Kaduna of Nigeria that has a Chinese name. Kafanchan, is it? Mystery Voice, they got that. So we're coming back to you for object number 2. Mystery Voice.
Wickedness. Wickedness.
Panelists, bad news. Abstract.
One word, Mr. Chairman.
One word.
Is it a virtue?
Not a virtue. Can never be.
Where is it a noun, Mr. Chairman?
A noun. 3 questions.
Mr. Chairman, this verse, is it politically related?
Well, it should be. It should be. It should be, especially if you're Nigerian. You know, you never know. 4 questions. But it's not here because of politics, okay? Yeah, it's something you can find in the home, you can find in the office, you can find everywhere. 4 questions.
Mr. Chairman, your word that your one word vice, is it a human attribute?
Human attribute. 5 questions.
Mr. Chairman, this word, does it have anything to do with competition?
Whether it has something to do with competition. Whether it has something to do with competition. Yes, competitors can exhibit the word. Competitors can exhibit the word, but it's not here because of competitors, really. 6 questions.
How violent is your word?
It could get really violent. It can get very violent. So, is that a question?
Yes, I'm asking. Is it violent related?
Not necessarily, but it's possible. Please give them a round of applause. 7 questions. You know.
Mr. Chairman, let's look at Nigeria.
Nigeria. Why Nigeria?
Is this...
It's not every vice we should panel bit to Nigeria. It's not every vice we should bring back to Nigeria. It's not every vice we should domicile in Nigeria. 7 questions. Yes.
Now, I want to ask, is it a headliner in Nigeria?
Wow. How do I answer this without being seen to be an unpatriotic chairman? Headliner in Nigeria. You know, whether it's headliner or backliner, you know, it's something that Nigerians will not be proud of. It's something that does not make Nigerians citizens of the world. It doesn't make them godly. No one will be proud to be seen as such. But you see it in massive quantum in Nigeria. 8 questions. Don't take a round of applause, though. Because that would be tantamount to washing the dirty linen of Nigeria in public. Not good enough. 8 questions.
Chairman, we know that stealing is not corruption if you're in Nigeria.
Aha! Especially if you are.
Can we situate this between stealing and corruption?
Yeah, this is sometimes the kind of stealing you see in Nigeria where people steal billions. You know, it would take you, for instance, more than 50 years to spend a billion naira at 50,000 naira a day. It would take you more than 50 years, but you find people just stealing 10 billion. You know, so I think that, yes, you can situate this abstract within the context of, well, you say it's not corruption, it's not stealing, whatever the word that you say. Please give it up for them. 9 questions.
Well, Mr. Business. Mr. Chairman, are you looking for the word greed?
Greed. In some sense, greed is a version of this. 10 questions. No.
Mr. Chairman, are you looking for selfishness?
Selfishness. Yes, in a way, selfishness would lead. Selfishness can be considered as this abstract. 11 questions. But I'm not looking for selfishness stricto sensu. 11 questions. 11 questions. Yeah, it's abstract, so perhaps I should even come closer to you so that I could help you a little more. And yes, what light do you want me to throw to? There's so much light in the studio here. What light?
Maybe you just situate this abstract and let's see if we can hit it. Because
Well,
the
you
animal is waiting.
mentioned all the, if you like, all the strata, all the levels of the abstract. You mentioned greed, you mentioned selfishness, you mentioned all the other things, and you tried to localize it in Nigeria, you tried to domicile in Nigeria, you know, and you didn't have my say so because I don't want to be seen as a good Nigerian, but you never know.
Mr. Chairman, are you looking for fraud?
Fraud is, yes, if you look at it within the context, especially in Nigeria, fraud would be one of them.
Mr. Chairman, are you looking for corruption?
Am I looking for corruption? Corruption will be one of this. I'm not looking for fraud, I'm not looking for corruption. Panelists. 13 questions.
Mr. Chairman, in this era of looted funds,
In this era of looted funds.
are you looking for the word loot?
Loot. Yeah, it still will lead us to the abstract, the word that we're looking for, but no, I'm not looking for
Mr.
loot.
Chairman.
14 questions, yes.
This word, is it specifically related to financial crimes?
That's a good question.
Mr. Chairman, are you looking for the word exploitation?
Exploitation. Yes, it's part of it. 16. It's part of it. Yes, you exploit people, you are theirs. You know, once you exploit people, it can be said that this is what you are showing forth, you are displaying.
Mr.
16
Chairman,
questions,
are you
yes.
looking for arrogance?
Arrogance. In a very distant sense, in a very technical sense, arrogance is also there. 17 questions. Deceit would be, well, I'm sorry to say, you know, it's beginning to sound like a broken record, but deceit would also fall under this category.
How many questions?
17 now. Because I don't want to count that you just asked now. 17, three more.
Is it a generic word?
Generic. Yes, it is. 18 questions.
Mr. Chairman, just a recap. I want to be sure that we asked if you're looking for corruption and you said no.
Yes, I said no within the context of what he asked. You know, Mr. Mando had asked whether this is, you know, he alluded, before he asked corruption, he alluded to financial stuff.
No, we actually asked if you are looking for the word
That's what I'm
corruption.
saying. That's what I'm saying. You know, in Nigeria, the moment you discuss corruption, what comes to your mind is money that has been stolen, or sometimes not stolen, money that you took, you know. So, but within this context, we're not looking for corruption. We're looking for corruption, but not the Nigerian corruption. This one is corruption, but it has nothing to do with money, except, well, if you took too much of it.
Mr. Chairman, are you looking for the word impunity?
Impunity. 19 questions, panelists, no. Remember, this is
Yes,
the 19th question. We are going to do 20th
No,
now.
just ask, don't worry.
Okay. Are we looking at the word cheating?
So who cheats? Is it lecturers? Is it
No,
students?
you know when you mentioned
Lecturers.
wives.
Oh. Not a good thing to say. Not a good thing to say. Our wives are good, our husbands are good, our lecturers too very good, but we're looking for wickedness. And I'd just like to tell you that wickedness is on the show because the time has come as members of the human society for us to start calling attention to some of the things which are just inhuman. You find leaders doing some stuff and they don't know their children are going to pay for that, not a prayer. And you find followers also doing stuff to make sure they pull their leaders down. You don't know, you're going to continue to pay that price. You find housewives, you find husbands, everyone being wicked to somebody. Today on 20 Questions, we are calling your attention, we're calling everybody's attention, even my attention, to the fact that we just need to not be wicked. Mystery Voice, they lost that, so we're coming back to you happily for what should be the last object on this round. Mystery Voice, object number 3.
God.
Panelists, animal,
Well, Mr. Chairman,
is the cake.
yeah, you know, the panelists, we've reached a consensus that it's like we're also being wicked.
What a thing to say.
To us here.
What a thing to say.
So let the change begin with Mr. Chairman.
What a thing to say.
Is your animal human, Mr. Chairman?
Not human. I'm even dropping my voice.
This is your animal, Mr. Chairman.
Is this animal? Is that your question?
You said it's not human,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
obviously it's an animal.
Okay.
Is it a domestic animal, Mr. Chairman?
Domestic animal.
I know monkey is not a
Okay, not domestic animal.
Is it wild?
Wild. Some of the things you are saying, don't go to hell for saying it. Oh. 3 questions. Wild, what do I say? Not wild. 3 questions.
Mr. Chair.
You know, is it possible? Is it possible for you to not be a wild animal and you are not also a domestic animal? It's very funny. 3 questions.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, is your animal animal?
Is my animal animal?
Yes, that's a question.
No, but come again.
Is your animal an animal?
Be careful what you are asking.
An animal.
Yes.
I'm warning you. Don't say it again. 4 questions. Is my animal animal? What do I answer? No, it's not animal. 4 questions. Is your animal animal? 4 questions. No, it's not animal. Well, I think that very early in the day, because I was going to ask you, you said domestic animal, and then you went to wild animal. There should be other animals. You just went to wild. You know, don't you have rats? Where are they? For instance, bush rats. Yes, bush rats are the domestic animal. They're not. They're not also wild animal.
No,
4
but Mr.
questions.
Chairman, you said that the animal is not an animal.
That's what you said. I only
No,
gave you
I
my
asked,
affirmative
you
say
said
so.
it.
Yes.
I asked as a
If you are
question.
looking for
An
an
animal.
animal in the true sense of the word.
Just slow down, guys. Slow down. Slow down. 4 questions. No. The program is 20 questions. Very interesting at this stage. But I don't know. Looks like they will get this. I can't second
Mr.
guess.
Chairman, are we looking for a winged creature?
How will I know? How will I know?
Because Mr.
Okay,
Voice,
wings.
if
Yes.
he has wings and can fly, is it additional?
Mr. Chairman,
5 questions. No.
can we hit it now?
Yes.
Are you looking for animal?
Animal.
Yes.
Animal.
As in, are you looking for the word animal?
Oh. That.
Mm.
Am I looking for animal? Am I looking for the word?
Is what the mystery voice
Gave me.
gave you animal?
Okay, I understand now. 6 questions now. He didn't give me animal, and Mystery Voice dare not give me animal. 6 questions. How could Mystery Voice have
Still
called?
waiting for the answer.
Wait.
Okay, no. 6 questions. 6 questions. The program is 20 questions. I think this is going to be the best of the cuts, really.
Mr. Chairman, are you looking for a class of animals?
A class of animal. Che, I'm wondering, a class of animal. What do I answer? A class. 7 questions now.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, are you looking for a group?
A group. A group. A group. 8 questions now. Very interesting.
Then are you looking for a title, Mr. Chairman?
A title. Title. No. Title. 9 questions now.
Mr. Chairman, are you looking for a word?
For what Mystery Voice gave me and the way it came out, it can't be a title. Yes. It can't be a title, but perhaps if you ask me something else,
Could
I'll
it
be able to answer.
pronoun?
Pronoun.
Some sort.
What is what? 9 questions now. If it is not a title, it's what? It's not a title. For instance, Michael is not a title. Or is it? 9 questions. The program is 20 questions. A radio Parlour game now also on TV.
Mr. Chairman, is it a name?
It's a name! It's a name! 10 questions, Mr. Mando. It's a name.
But Mr. Chairman, when I asked if is it a title, names and titles.
No, you know,
These are just
I
questions
tried
for
to explain that. I tried to quickly explain that. You cannot say that Mr., which is a title, is a name. You cannot say that. 10 questions. Sometimes they take the chairman up, they forget that he's the chairman and has executive powers.
10 questions.
10 questions. It's good you know.
Mr. Chairman, this name,
10 questions.
is it gender decisive? As in, is it for a male or a female?
No, you asked me one.
I want to ask you.
It's asking about gender.
Gender.
Is it gender bias?
Gender.
Bias.
Yes, it is. 11 questions.
If if it's gender bias, is this name specific about the female gender?
Female. The women would be jubilating if I said yes. 12 questions. No, sorry, women. 12 questions, no. There's 20 questions. I love this round. ID James, General Manager of Unio FM, is Hitman, is leading the pack, is leading the panelists. Osondwa Hirika, writer like none other, is also there. And of course, Charles Mando, is a lecturer at the University of Uyo, is a musicologist, that's what he said.
Mr. Chairman.
And, yes.
This human you are looking,
Yes. 12 questions.
Is it a supernatural being?
Supernatural being! Supernatural being! 13 questions. That's why now you know when you kept saying animal, animal, and I said, don't go to hell, oh. You know? 13 questions, supernatural being. I just knew, I told you, when it was, I think, 4 or 5 questions that they were going to nail it. And
Mr. Chairman, are you looking for the Jewish name of God?
Jewish name. Which one is that? Excuse me. No. 14 questions.
Chairman,
Let's look for.
Are you looking for the word God?
Why?
yes.
Why should we look for God, Mr. Mando?
Because we can look for God.
How can you be talking? We just finished talking about wickedness.
Wild animal and now going
You tried to domesticate God. He refused to be domesticated. You made him a wild animal, and now you say God. So why?
Are you looking for the word God?
Why?
Because it's,
Okay.
It's supernatural.
Because it's supernatural. Why didn't you ask me Jesus? Why didn't you ask me angel? Okay, we'll be looking for God. I just want to quickly say that on behalf of the people of Nigeria, the people of Akwa Ibom, the people of the world, that we owe God all the thanksgiving we can, all the gratitude, all the praise that we can muster. Rounds of applause. I think at this point we can say our bye-byes. I'd like to thank you, members of the panel. 2 over 3, not a bad result to start with, and I'd love to thank you. ID James, General Manager of Unio FM, many thanks. Sondwa Hirika, social commentator, many thanks. And Charles Mando, University teacher, Music Department, University of Uyo, many thanks. Can we give it up for them? Then, on your behalf, this is Michael Bush, your chairman, saying thank you.